the fuck Spains out of the way. So
I don't think you can have
I'm gonna open with it.
Do you guys need to pour shots?
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna drink my beer, my foamy beer.
I'll take one more shot. I'll do. What do we got? Let me take the Buffalo
I would
Trace.
like to do the apple.
Okay, well that's over there.
Can I do some Buffalo Trace?
That would be awesome. 'Cause that peach is really good, but I'm intrigued.
Let's throw that down around that way.
It's basic. It's apple, but it tastes like Fireball.
Pass it back.
Oh.
Oh.
No, hang on, I'm gonna smell it.
I will do a shot of it either way.
Fireball. Nobody likes Fireball.
nobody
Dude, we
likes
bought a
Fireball, but
fucking
if
shot
somebody
of
buys you
Fireball
a free
last
shot
night,
of
it
it,
was
like you're gonna
$11
drink it.
fucking
I
dollars.
will.
I mean, the only person that legit
was it?
Fireball.
No,
was
yeah, it was
Trigo.
not.
Okay, so Tuesday was the
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
it was-
first time
I mean,
that
and
I'd
it's
seen
terrible.
her.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I bought her
Yeah,
a shot of Fireball.
awful.
This is what she drinks.
Yeah.
Awful.
My new
bought her an
rule
IPA.
is
But
like,
we
if
got-
I am going to
Fireball.
drink, it has to be something
Well, and I
delicious.
didn't
like I no
realize,
longer
I mean-
doing
for less
gross
than that.
shots
Yeah.
or
She
like
gave me a
just
20.
because
It
somebody
was
bought
not
them.
11
Like,
when we went
no,
to the Attila
I
Dome.
don't want that.
So
it's
that's
terrible.
why I
You
gave you a
drink
20.
Sure.
You fuck you.
It was-
fuck
If
your
it's
face.
And the shots were
I was getting,
lemon is on my
I was getting
palate.
these,
Stop.
and they were
Yeah.
$3 a piece. I bought 3 of these, and then a shot of Fireball, and it was $21. So $9
fuck
for these,
Fireball.
and then $11 for a fucking shot.
And Fireball's cheap. I mean, I don't
Right.
know why
No, yeah.
they would charge that much. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Overhead
it's like $14 for a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you basically bought them a bottle by
Right.
buying one
on
shot.
one fucking shot. Ridiculous.
Where was this at?
At the concert we went
Civic.
It's Civic Music Hall in Toledo.
Yeah, Civic. Wow. Yeah,
That's
ridiculous.
insane.
Wow.
They
I mean,
were
they have
they were $5 or
prices,
$6 shots
places
when
like
we
that,
went to Attila
still.
at the same place.
Well, like
So
when I
that's
go
why
to
just
like
gave you one.
Yeah.
the Fillmore,
It
I'll
was-
get like doubles, like a double, you know,
And it's
whiskey
like
and
$9,
diet.
'Cause you're-
And it's like, yeah,
$8.
like $9, and it's
Yeah.
2 shots worth
Right.
of a decent whiskey.
Right.
Because I won't
Yeah.
be like, give me the bottom shelf
was
shit.
fucking
I'm like, give me
ridiculous.
something decent.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I mean, that's not bad because it's a double. But yeah, like 11 for a shot.
$11
is
bucks.
fucking
Well,
I think
and
you got hosed.
I mean, there was ice, but it was like this full.
So maybe it was like
So
1.5 ounces.
It might have been a
Yeah.
double.
But still, it's
but
Fireball.
Right. Yeah.
It's fucking
Right.
Fireball.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready.
Fucking
good like
Fireball.
Everclear.
All right. In 3, 2.
Welcome back to Shot of History. I'm Stephanie.
I am the color man, Big Dev. To hizzle.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Jeannie.
Calvin.
Josh.
And Ashley.
And we are back for part 2 of Ashley's freak show, sideshow.
Part 2 of Freak Show.
Yes, discussion. But of course, as always, before we can get down to the episode, we got to do the shot. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Buffalo
Feel the
Trace.
burn.
Get down, get funky.
That's right.
Not as
crushed.
much as Fireball, but heavy.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it's, yeah,
How much I hate cinnamon.
right, for sure.
All right. Now that everybody's all, tweaked on
I mean, like
That
bad
moonshine.
Blowing lines off the desk.
yeah, everybody's all crazy in here. I think we're ready to start part 2.
Awesome. So last week we discussed that in the 1950s, the freak shows kind of got reborn with the modern carnivals, the traveling shows per se. So
Connie's smell like cabbage. Small
it was only a matter of time.
It took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, right? So the second half is all about kind of the Freaks and Geeks sanctuary that kind of came to be in
That was
Florida.
an amazing show.
Fantastic
It was.
show.
It was.
Girl ended up on Scooby Doo. One of them did. She played Velma.
She did.
Linda Cardellini?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the start for like all of them.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Well, Freddie Prinze Jr. was kind of
He was the
Matthew
big get.
scream.
So
Was.
in 1967, a carny named Ward Hall created this sanctuary in
Wait, Ward or
Ward.
Wart?
Ward with a
Okay.
D.
Word.
I heard Wart Hall, and I was like, I got to verify.
No, Ward.
And you didn't take the shot.
Right?
That man is destined for the conquest.
So he basically turned Gibsonton, Florida into what was then referred to as Gibtown, and it became utopia for freaks and sideshow personnel and carnies.
Gibtown. Last time someone named a town after themselves, they all got dead. Real quick on the Kool-Aid.
True story.
So anyway,
You'll get through this eventually.
eventually it's fine. Just let the moonshine roll through your body. It's all good.
Yes.
I'm not doing it. Nope.
Not you, Cal.
Not today,
Everybody
Satan.
else, yeah.
Scarred from your Everclear experiences?
No, not
Never again?
not
Yes, Satan?
For those who didn't quite fit in elsewhere, Gibtown was utopia. Its first settlers, the giant and his wife, the half-woman, ran a campsite, a bake shop, and a fire department. The post office catered to little people with extra low counters, and the beer hall had custom-built chairs for the fat ladies and the tallest man. Special zoning regulations allowed residents to keep and train exotic animals and have gardens. Siamese twin sisters ran a fruit stand. 3 factories manufactured Ferris wheels and carousels. So it was like the one-stop shop for all the traveling attractions, because that's really like a summer thing.
Right.
So in the
Yeah.
off season, they had a place where they could, live, work, get along, and not have to be ostracized by like
We're
They made it
regular
venturing in
community. I love
Gibtown.
that.
Absolutely, where they felt safe and secure, and
Find your tribe, man. That's what I always say. They
Wintering
clearly
in
found theirs.
Gibtown sounds awful.
I think I would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so
obviously-
too.
Man.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to feel more comfortable in an area with people that you feel
Now Jonestown.
like
on the other hand.
you.
Nobody.
Stay away from
We're just gonna keep bringing it back to Jonestown. Next thing you know, he's
am.
gonna be passing us out Kool-Aid. Like it's gonna turn
mean,
into something
yeah.
I
dark.
like Kool-Aid.
There were plenty
Have
of
more fun
fire
as a
breathers, but I
follower.
don't think anybody was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Fun fact, it wasn't Kool-Aid. Being historically accurate about that situation, it wasn't Kool-Aid.
It was
but-
Everclear.
No, it wasn't. Closer. The end result, when you think about it,
Was it Jesus juice?
It was, in fact.
Sipping on Jesus juice.
no, that's grape juice, cran grape, wine if you're Catholic.
In the golden days of the American Carnival, all roads led to Gibsonton, Florida. The self-defined 14,900 inhabitant town, 12 miles south of Tampa, became the industry capital. Quote, Carney Town was a fabled place where everyone had run away with the circus, essentially.
We're going to Connie Town.
Yeah, so it was
I like
their
that
safe
old
space.
timey voice. That worked. That worked for me.
Man, look at all these Connies.
Yeah.
Carneytown, like from Wilson Phillips.
That's just wrong.
Would she be like population 1?
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Just by herself?
Yeah.
That's that's my favorite member of that group.
Is that the only one you can name?
Yes.
It's the only one any guy can name. It's the only one any guy can name.
Michelle Wilson is the other one.
Oh, okay.
Right, God, nobody cares. But someday
Carney.
somebody's going to turn around.
Make you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, maybe I want to say goodbye. Till then, baby.
Oh my god. Now it's time for you to leave.
And on that note, Kelvin's gone.
I'm out.
I'm kidding. That was
All
good.
right.
So when Ward arrived in 1967, it was home to up to 100 self-defined human oddities, in addition to several thousand carnies.
I'm sorry. I'm still thinking of Carney Wilson.
Yeah.
Every time Carney's going to happen.
Yeah.
So this is kind
So
of where
many
they spent their
carnies.
winters because it was warm there. Big cats were trained and stunts were practiced during the off season. It was a safe haven away from prying eyes.
Crush that squirt.
There's liquor in this cup. We're good. Before the internet, radio, and TV, Sideshow was sold as edutainment, as we often refer to things here. So that's kind of fun.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Entertainment.
I
We
thought I
have
made that
done
word
that.
up. Damn.
No.
What?
You
no.
are wrong.
No.
The internet
not made
say
that
you
word
didn't
up.
make that.
Look, whatever.
I mean,
Solopreneur. here.
Bill Nye the Science Guy was sold as
Edutainment.
edutainment.
Yeah.
Dude's
all
not even a
day.
scientist.
Accurate.
Does anybody remember Beekman's World?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love
Josh
Big
still
World.
watches Beekman's
I
World.
used to, yeah. It's aired on.
I loved that show.
Fuck, I don't even remember
on that one
the
show, on the one channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
As
Yeah.
he's just swinging out of the moonshine.
So
jug.
carny.
So,
Marty Wilson?
Carny town.
Wilson Phillips.
right, Carney Town. So, as show organizer, Ward promised visitors what they had never seen before, assuring that they would be shocked and amazed.
Liza's smoking hot.
What?
Oh, she was the helper on
She's
Beekman's
giving him
World.
the wife look right now.
Full.
I was like,
Yeah.
that was
you
a
up later.
way delayed. Like, I don't
Yep.
think we're talking about the same thing anymore.
Yeah, Beekman's
Nope.
World.
Like
Whatever.
I gotta try this shit.
There
Yes,
is Everclear
you
in
do.
it.
One for the road. Yeah,
Right.
it's diluted, right? It's diluted. Okay, all right.
Maybe do a half
Diluted.
Yeah.
Quote.
So the freaks came in 3 categories. There were self-made, like the tattooed lady, working acts like sword swallowers, fire breathers, and knife throwers, and the natural born. So like we had talked about before, Siamese twins, the dog-faced boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like guys in the audience at a circus or carnival, any woman who could swallow a sword, guys are just like,
But they were always dudes, though.
yes.
They were almost always
Yes,
dudes.
Lord, yes.
To be fair, there was
be
probably
fair.
some
There's
dudes.
probably some gay guys.
Sure.
There's probably
right?
some dudes in the
They were
audience
almost
going,
always
holy shit, did you
always
see how big
guys.
that sword was that dude swallowed? They
Sword
go get my
swallowers
dick
are almost
sucked.
always guys.
Maybe at,
Jeez.
I don't
maybe
know.
behind the big tent.
I don't know very many guys who are worrying about their dick being too big to be swallowed, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm. You know, Judy, that's what I'm saying.
They were also part of the freak show.
It's a constant
Different
fear.
reasons.
Yeah.
I'm black. It is a constant concern.
I love when people talk about, oh, I can chug this, and I'm sorry, I have not defined the ability to open my throat.
Relax the throat and cup the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that ability. I'm
Come on, Rook.
sorry, but I'm
Bill's got
not.
some skills. Let's finish this episode now.
I was referencing
Super
Super
Troopers.
Troopers, but to be clear.
He's like, we were talking about blowjobs, so
Fair.
To be
Fair.
Letterkenny?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Love it. He
Nope.
hates
Okay,
it.
we're done with that tangent.
Love Letterkenny.
There was-
We need to get through this episode.
You guys got the
Shut it
reference.
down.
Shut it down.
Rolled.
Stuart? Oh, sorry.
There was Betty Lou Williams, who had her baby sister growing out of her abdomen.
oh no.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That took a hard turn.
Yeah.
I tried to bring
That's
it
how
back
we
a lot
started
sooner.
on the last one.
You could admire Priscilla, the monkey girl, who had a double set of teeth and silky black hair covering her body. She eloped with the alligator boy, who had a skin condition, making his skin look like
Like an
reptiles.
alligator.
And these
Beth.
people all lived in the same town together?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
So they had monkey alligator
so-
children?
I don't,
Well,
it
they
doesn't
moved
say.
to
So this was
that area, right?
where they would live in the off season.
Yeah.
So like carnivals were summer, spring kind of things. So in the winter,
Right.
they would move back down to Florida. They would practice their skills.
And
they would hone new
procreate.
skills. And they would live freely, like without being ostracized from
Yeah,
quote
I would
normal
totally
society.
build a wall
Right.
around
That
this
makes
town.
sense.
If I was
They
the
essentially
townspeople,
did,
they
yeah.
did. Okay, all right.
Yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Gated community.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was
Sure
like, this
they
was your
did.
safe space.
Yeah.
They had rezoned it
Yeah.
so that
yeah, I
you would
feel
have,
like at
you
that
would have
point-
animals,
for your
like
own
exotic
protection.
animals and things
I
like
feel like
that.
the people in the town are building the wall, not
Yeah,
the
not
people
just
outside.
outside.
the
Right,
town.
right,
Absolutely,
yeah.
That's what I
absolutely,
meant.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like for their own protection, they would have to.
Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this is our normal.
Stop
Right.
coming
You're
and
safe
gawking
here.
at us.
Yeah.
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 Like that's our jobs.
We're
Do
not
that.
getting paid
Yeah.
right now,
Do that in the
so
spring
go
and summer.
away.
Yeah, 6 months a year, fine, great. That's wonderful.
Right.
I'm home now. This is family. Yeah.
Right.
You could also meet the lobster boy who had only 2 fingers on each hand. He did procreate, and there are 3 generations of lobster boys.
Cool.
They all were
They
born with
all-
the same genetic
So that was
abnormality.
a
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
yeah.
Wow,
Interesting.
Okay.
So it's,
So-
it's
So
kind
that's
of like
been
the
a
Amish.
dominant.
Well, like the Amish
Yeah, I
are a
feel like it
product
has
of
to be
inbreeding, so they
dominant.
have peritactily. So they have 6 or more fingers on
Would
each
you
hand.
feel like the outsider in that family if you had like 5 fingers? You'd be like, man,
Yeah.
Mom, why are you fucking the milk
Why
guy?
am I so different?
why do I have
so
a
different?
Why was I cursed with opposable thumbs? Why?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, if you were a child born there and you were born normal,
But that's
without
interesting
any,
that if he
would
had
you been
kids,
ostracized for that?
that all of his offspring had 2 fingers too.
Well, his
because that
family,
means
his family tree wasn't
I feel
forking.
like
though.
nobody was ostracized.
For-
in
it
this
wasn't.
community.
Yeah,
There was
there's
no
no
forks in his
way.
family
Yeah.
tree.
Is
Well, but who did
no,
but who
none
did
of
he
that.
Yeah.
procreate with? Because
Sister.
oh, with his
No.
with his
The
No, no,
bearded
no.
lady,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Calvin made that up.
yeah, I was gonna say I didn't hear that. That's why I was
Made that up.
confirming.
Not according to my research, at least.
Okay.
I got
Well, you were
that.
saying something about
because
the
It just
Amish.
said that he had.
Well, no,
kids.
the
Yeah.
Amish
the
have
Amish
6
have
fingers.
polydactylism.
So it's
Oh,
hereditary.
Okay, got
So
it.
this is a
So
hereditary
But
thing.
this is
Right.
We were
I
saying
was
it
just
was
curious
like less than
because
that was-
refined.
to have the 2 fingers, that
Which is
either
interesting,
means
but that would be
the
dominant.
person that they were mating with
Well, it's-
had that
it's
genetic
not.
defect.
Or it just
Not
happened to
defect,
come
but
But
had
when
that
you
genetic
have-
code.
Or it became
just happened
The
dominant.
way
Yeah,
that
or it
genetics
became
works,
dominant.
when more people have it, it happens more regularly.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But
it-
all of the kids though. It's interesting.
Well, she didn't say all
I
the
said
kids.
there's 3
No,
generations.
the-
She said
Oh,
there's at
three
least
generations.
one
Oh,
generation.
okay.
So like
Yeah,
grandpa
they
had
didn't
it,
all
son
have
had
to
it,
happen.
and then his son had it.
Yeah.
Okay, I was confused. Now,
We got it now. We're
I'm
all on
back.
the same page.
Yeah, now I'm on the page.
Yeah, I
that
didn't say
shit.
brothers and
But
sisters
when you
'cause
have,
I don't know, but
when
I
you
do
have
know that there's 3
people with
generations.
2 out of 4,
And
Peace out, Calvin.
Calvin, thanks for hanging out with us.
I gotta go. I was trying to do it all quiet.
No,
I gotta
it's
go.
cool.
It's
no,
It's
there's
all
no
right. You're
reason
going
to
to
be
do a
quiet
tour.
on
I gotta do those 7-2 tours downtown. See you
you go.
later. Shameless plug. Hey,
Bye.
history is fun.
Bye, Cal.
Be
Bye,
safe.
Calvin.
So where society saw disability, Ward saw business opportunity and star potential. He made a living selling the extraordinary, macabre, and bizarre acts across America.
I'm still hearing wart.
We'll clean your
I
ears.
believe that.
2-headed animals, 3 Native American boys wrestling alligators, one of whom lost a finger.
Yeah. Well, that's
yeah.
impressive. That's all he
And-
lost.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Monkeys in race cars, a wax
Oh,
replica.
I
of the
will
last
watch
summer.
that.
Hold on.
I will
like,
watch
how
that
big
all
are race
day.
cars
The
are we
little
talking?
race cars. They're
I don't got
monkey
pictures,
size.
so-
Race
Like
cars.
Well, there's the
Like
big
go
monkeys.
karts.
There's like toddler-sized monkeys.
Oh, I
So-
know, but I'm imagining they're not like
I
the
see
race cars you would
go-karts.
see
Like-
on
like
NASCAR
the-
right
Probably
now.
go-karts.
Like the
Yeah,
Elfish,
go karts would be. I would pay
Shriner
to watch
cars?
monkeys and go karts.
Yeah,
I don't give
maybe.
a fuck.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. Is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a smaller version.
Monkeys and
Okay.
go karts. I will pay for that all day.
A wax replica of the Last Summer,
Better than NASCAR.
Of the what?
Yeah, it's
of the Last Supper.
Oh, okay,
A man
supper.
barehandedly milking rattlesnakes,
no.
fetuses in glass bottles, and human freaks. So like you can still see kind of all that kind of stuff at your local county fair. At least I hope you can, because they're really fun.
I've been to many county
disagree with
fairs
that.
and we have not seen any of those.
I haven't taken you down that part of the Midway. We'll go this year. It's fine.
We have gone up and down every part.
I mean, you live in my house where we also have things in jars and things that used to be living.
Wait,
Yeah, those are every day.
What's in the jar?
That's boring.
There's
What's in the jar?
There's a hedgehog.
a sugar glider,
There's
a baby
sugar glider,
alligator.
There's an alligator.
What?
I have a monkey skull that's hand carved from Bali. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I like oddities.
I have a couple
We
of
have
wet
a
specimens
few
and then a
dung
one
beetles,
taxidermy
also known as
piece,
scarab
but I'm
beetles.
growing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's my
And an
collection.
octopus.
I do have a baby.
we do
octopus
have, yeah.
and a globe. It's
Yep,
fun.
I forgot about that one
Do-do-do-do.
actually.
Do.
Mainly because it's like the most boring out of the other ones that we have.
And we
But-
have an octopus.
We do have an octopus,
We have the smartest,
and he's all
smartest thing in the
Well,
ocean
he's
next
not.
to dolphins.
So here's
He's
the thing.
clearly not. He got caught.
I would really love
This is
a
a baby,
living
whatever.
octopus in an aquarium, but they're sneaky as shit, and they'll eat my fucking dog and crawl back in their
They
aquarium.
will
before I
do
go.
that because our
So-
dogs are dumb, not
Well.
because he's smart. Because our dogs are dumb.
Yeah, it's probably a true story. But back to freak shows.
Yes.
Yes.
Scratch an eyebrow.
Oh yeah.
So today, the exhibition of extraordinary bodies remains illegal in several states, with laws reflecting a discourse of victimization. Michigan and Pennsylvania penal codes, for instance, prohibit the exhibition of any, quote, deformed human being or human monstrosity.
That's because most people in Michigan are deformed.
Aww.
Flint has
from
no drinking
Thanks,
water,
Flint.
We're from
Right.
Michigan. It's
yeah,
okay
I'm
to
from
say that.
Michigan.
Thank
yeah.
you, Flint.
which is why I included that. Except for scientific purposes. So, like, you can go to the Muir Museum in Pennsylvania, so they're allowed to display those because it's technically scientific museum.
You
Right.
can grave
And
rob
you're not
for
excluding
scientific
any live
purposes.
I didn't say
humans.
grave robbing. I said displaying of human oddities.
Yeah. It's like the state that reclassified slot machines as a lottery system. So
Right.
they could
Yes.
put it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's science, folks. Nut up.
It's our in Ohio. It's the all the lottery centers are skill games.
Yeah.
There's no skill. Okay.
So the fact that the performers are all consensual adults, highly paid, and not necessarily suffering is often overlooked.
Okay.
That's why I didn't understand. I mean,
They're highly
I don't know.
paid.
I guess
is
well,
overlooked.
it
Yeah, I'll
prevents
bet,
people
but
from doing that, but at the same time, yeah, you have people that did it willingly. So it wasn't.
And
everybody did it willingly.
Well,
there
yeah.
was not anybody that was.
I mean,
like,
I could
forced
like
it.
they were probably
This is
maybe they made the
slavery
laws
and
because they were thinking of people that could potentially do that, but then you have so I don't know.
Well, and if you think about the way the world is today, like everybody's so sensitive about everything. So,
Oh.
like
Yeah.
a freak
I
show
can't
would not
stand it.
fly
No.
Yeah.
right now. It would not work because
But it would
society
be the best
as
thing
a whole,
right now, though.
Society as a whole generally would look down on something like that because it's expletive. It's
Yeah.
But it's not expletive on their decision
I know. I
to
agree.
do that.
they
No,
don't
I'm not.
agree.
I'm
They
not.
don't check out.
I'm
Yeah,
not
they just don't pay attention
disagreeing
to
with you.
voluntary.
I'm just.
But that's
right,
why I was
it's-
saying that's why.
But
Sure.
people, you would have the picket line, but it's pointless to the fact that they all are one making bank on it, and two, they fucking decided that they wanted to do it.
Right.
There's no
Exactly.
like we went wherever and captured them to
Right.
put them in there. There's basically a line of them applying
right.
to get into the show.
Yeah. So, on behalf of an already waning trade, Ward spearheaded a campaign against a 1921 Florida statute banning the expedition of the malformed, deformed, and disfigured humans. He was successful. 3 years later, judges held that the sideshow prohibition was unconstitutional because, quote, people with deviating bodies have the right to work.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
right to work was crucial to Ward, who approached his performers matter-of-factly with well-meant pragmatism. So in contrast to P.T. Barnum, who was really like just profiting off the backs of his freaks and geeks, Ward was really concerned with, you have the right to work, you're going to be respected, like, let's do this the right way.
right.
Yeah, but at the same right, though, I feel like even P.T. Barnum, if the brothers were banking on 1.2 million or 300,000 a
whatever
week,
it was, yeah.
like
Yeah.
he wasn't fucking them either. You know?
So Ward's philosophy was people are going to gawk anyway, so why not
Yeah.
make them pay for the privilege?
Right.
Right.
He
Yeah.
taught them how to make money and brought them into a makeshift family. And many stayed with him all of their lives because that was
Yeah,
that
no
was their
reason.
safe space.
It was safe. Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
The carnival became a tight-knit network of solidarity. The Carney Code still exists, which prescribes
Does.
unconditional support for one another, and soon developed a secret language. Carney remained incomprehensible to outsiders. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with like the Simpsons episode where Bart and Homer essentially become carnies. That, it's satirical, of course,
Yeah, yeah.
but the Carney Code is a thing.
They didn't quite make Carney. They were.
I didn't know they did their language though.
Well, they were bamboozled
Yes, they were. They were the
and had to
the
out-Carney
Carney
the
games.
Carnies. Yes.
They weren't Carnies. They were the Carney games, which are
Yeah.
in my mind very
Yeah.
different. But
The International Independent Showmen's Association still runs its own miniature welfare system, providing retirement homes to those in need. So those that retire from the sideshows have their own separate kind of retirement system, which I
after
think is
making
really
bank,
awesome.
good for them though.
It's the entrepreneurship of it all. It's open to anyone with an idea, to anybody who may want to partake in it all. It goes back to having freedom of choice and not having to sell your soul to a company store, work 9 to 5 for a factory, and never getting anywhere beyond a minimum obligatory raise.
Yeah.
I have that song going through my head.
You got all the songs going through your head.
Another day older and deeper in debt.
So it really is a dying art. And nowadays, Gibtown looks like any other American small town. It's been shrinking for the past 25 years. It looks like the freaks are gone too. Ward's last human oddity, Norbert Pete Treherne, or Pooba the fire-eating dwarf and king of the pygmies, as he was billed, once chief and sole inhabitant of Ward's traveling pygmy village, passed away in 2012. So it's still a sanctuary where they can go and live, but now it's less, I guess, stigmatized.
Yeah, it's less
For
stigmatized,
quote,
and
freaks
now
to live among everyone else.
Right.
Now,
you'll
now
see
they're
the
able to
tattoo that
grab
appears- Yeah.
like normies
Yeah.
and whatever. But that is what it is. And
And-
so now the genetics are no longer being focused in on themselves.
Sure.
No, because we're looking at like 600-pound people and people that want to live in a house
Right,
together
and that's
get
no
voted
longer
out.
that's now the normal
Yes.
instead of clawfished hand
Yeah.
people and fucking hairy-faced people.
Right.
And there's
we want to see what the Kardashians had for lunch.
Yeah.
Well,
and
yeah,
there's-
I do
right.
not
yeah,
wanna
that's-
see what
I
the
don't.
Kardashians-
I don't give a
it
fuck about the
amazes me still
Kardashians.
that
But
that show
Chloe
has been on
had-
as long as it has.
I am pretty sure I couldn't pick out.
Oh,
a
I'm not
single
amazed.
Kardashian.
I
It's
am
terrible.
really.
There's also still a resurgence in the former freak show as it was popping back up. Like there's freak shows on the Venice Beach where you
Yeah.
go and they're there all year round. That's where they live. That's where they perform. That's
Right.
where they teach their craft.
But
So
now
those
it's-
are starting to come back up more
Well,
and more.
and
It is, but now it's small. It's
It is very small.
I was saying a
but
lot
it's-
of the freak show stuff that I've seen that's popped up has been more like
it's just very
more body
dying.
modification type.
Yeah.
people.
Yes,
Sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
But there's-
yeah,
I need to
body
hammer this into my
modification,
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are still plenty of,
metal in your head,
kind
cutting
of
your tongue in
apprenticeship
half,
type
and-
programs with sword swallowing and
Right,
fire
right.
breathing
That's-
and,
yes.
and passing that craft on much like you would an apprenticeship for like blacksmithing.
But
and things like
honestly,
that.
that's
So-
a skill, not a
absolutely.
not a
Something that you're born with.
Well,
right. Well, it is
Well-
something that you're born with, technically.
but modern science has kind of done
But-
away with the abnormalities, so to speak.
Right.
So the natural
Right.
born freaks.
But the ones
many
that,
of them are
but
man-made
they're
freaks and
still,
skill.
Yeah.
there are still the ones. I mean, like the hairy face, the wolf
Sure.
men and stuff is
they
a
get their own reality
genetic
show.
thing.
It's
Who
just
have now
it's just
legitimately
hipster
joined
to
the
the next
circus.
level.
But unfortunately,
And then
but
TLC gets a hold of them and goes,
unfortunately,
"Let's do
they
a
are
show."
like they're like the fad,
Yeah.
Sure.
and it's like I want to mate with you, and now it is, but it's lowering,
I want to mate with you.
but it's lowering
it's
they're-
the beginning of a country song.
what they're gonna be able to reproduce.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
that and they can legitimately
Well,
join
now
the
you're
circus
talking
who
about
travels.
eugenics.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
I am, but it
But,
is.
I mean-
Get out of here, Hitler. Nobody wants you here.
But think about it. Like,
But it's
so-
not.
so modern day
Right.
freak shows are popping up across the country.
Yeah.
Vera
Little-
P.T. Barnum era coming
Little
back.
traveling boutique type
Yeah,
shows.
not
and
about
circuses
killing
are
it,
going
but
around
it
year
is
round.
Yeah.
So you
killing
can literally
it
run away and join the circus. You don't
outside of the
necessarily
desire
need that
of that.
utopia
Right.
anymore where, you know, you're still family within your circus
right.
or within the freak show or what have you. So
Yep. I get it.
What if you're the black sheep of the freak show?
What is
Wouldn't that
the
make
black
you
sheep
normal?
of-
That's what I'm
What
wondering.
is
Yeah.
the black sheep of a freak show?
I have no clue. That's what I'm asking.
Butters with testicles glued to his chin.
Oh, there we go. That is it. That's it.
Awesome.
on that note,
I think it's time to pop out the plugs.
Source Point Press, Deepwater Games, N3 Studios, I think is how that goes. And
Maybe.
Maybe.
you know, as always, fuck Steve. Because fuck Steve.
Because
If I didn't say it enough before, fuck Steve.
Wait, what did you say?
Everything must be in triplicate form.
Yes. Fill these forms out.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I feel like I just need to start saying fuck somebody. Like, I just want to jump on this bandwagon.
I mean, you have plenty of people that you can say fuck off to.
Yeah.
I just chose to go Steve.
StephanieMenard.com for all your Stephanie Menard needs. This time it's all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them right now.
I know.
That's
What
your
do we-
I haven't
territory.
even had a single shot, but I'm feeling nice right now. My convention schedule will be up there, and all my new releases will be up there as well. So check it out. And until next time, I'm Stephanie.
Hi, I'm the color man McDev. I'm sorry, I was thinking about the Sonnet's the Hedgehog video system. Because Stephanie Menard for all of your Stephanie Menard needs. Sexy Sonnets by Sonnet's the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Sucks.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Jeannie.
I'm Josh.
And
Flash
Ashley.
Designs. Whatever.